Hello everybody, just woke up here. This is take 2 of this video. Explain what I'm doing. I've been supporting Gary Johnson somewhat. One of the ways that we need to support him is by trying to get him into the debates. The first way to do that is we have to get him in the polls. Okay, so he has to poll at 15%. Well, he can't really poll at particularly anything unless he's actually included in the polls. Now, he was in a JZ Analytics poll recently, and he was coming in at about 5%, which is up from his 2% in May, so clearly he is gaining some traction. If the momentum continues, he could reach 15%. But this rule was made for the debates because of Ross Perot. Ross Perot played a huge spoiler in the election that he ran in as an independent candidate, and ever since then they didn't want to include independent candidates unless they reach those numbers without the televised debates, I guess. Whatever the case is, we know that Gary Johnson can't reach 15% in the polls if none of the polls are targeting him. I called the Gallup organization, I think, yesterday, and I wanted to call one of the other ones today. The Goldbug Show has a video about this, and he posted all the phone numbers on his on his page. I tried to call the Rasmussen organization making this very video, but it seems that they have disconnected their number. Maybe they were getting too many phone calls about Gary Johnson. Who knows? But I'm gonna try to call the Quinnipiac, and if that number doesn't work, I'll call the Pew Research. So Quinnipiac. I'm gonna put these numbers in the description, by the way. But yeah, I'm gonna show you how it's done. This is activism at its finest.
How can I help you?
So is this the Quinnipiac Polling Institute?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I was wondering, I was reading some of your polls lately, and I was just wondering, why is it that it seems the Libertarian candidate, Gary Johnson, is not included in those polls?
Okay, so you would like Gary Johnson to be included in the polls?
Yes.
Okay, I can pass that on to my supervisors.
Okay, I'd appreciate that.
Alright, I'll do that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Okay, that one was actually a little bit different. When I called Gallup yesterday, they gave me like a long story of how, well, we decide that based on these other preliminary research measures that we do, yada yada yada. And I kind of had to have a discussion with him, and eventually asked him to pass the information on to his supervisor. This lady said she'd do that right from the get-go. So I guess every organization, your call and your experience is going to be different. But one fact and figure I was going to include, if there was a long discussion about it, was the fact that you know, a third-party candidate will impact a race quite a bit. And just yesterday, a poll came out for the JZ Analytics team, putting Gary Johnson at about 5% nationally, which is up from his May 2%. So I did want to bring that up in the call. I didn't have to. The lady just kind of let it go at that. But yeah, that's how it's done. That was actually a big step for me because I don't usually like making phone calls. But this is how it's done. You know, one phone call at a time. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys will do the same thing, because if all it is I call one time, they're just going to say, oh, some random dude called today. But if a bunch of people call, they're going to pass that on to their supervisors and say, hey, a lot of people have been calling about this guy Gary Johnson. Maybe we should start including him in our polls. So it doesn't happen with just one phone call. So I'd appreciate if you guys all get involved, get your friends and your family and anybody else involved, to call these people and let them know you want Gary Johnson on the polls. Okay. So that's my video for today. Good old-fashioned internet/telephone activism. That's how it's done. Let me know if you have any questions, comments, whatever. God bless.